Civ, a beautiful city building game where you can build an empire from your cities that look beautiful, ugly, warlike, culturific, scientifically utopious. All of these words that I've just made up could describe your game, but today, wouldn't it be amazing if as we played Civ, every single one of our cities was just perfect? That's right, today we're going to be playing Japan, and I have a challenge. Whenever I put down a district, it must be beautiful. It must be resplendent and perfect. It must be wondrous. I can only put a district down if the adjacency on it is above a certain marker. Now, some of those markers are fairly easy to look at. Campuses, for instance, give you an achievement if you get 3 science or higher on the adjacency. Commercial hubs are 4, as are harbours. Holy sites are 3, industrial zones are 4, and theatre squares are 3. So far so good. I can only put down one of those districts if they meet those thresholds, and that will be in all cities. So far so good. +3, +3, +3, +3, +4, +4. This is basically going to be a game where I show you the perfection of building wondrous districts. However, not all districts have just straightforward adjacency. There are others we need to consider. Encampments, for instance, well, they don't have an adjacency, so what defines a beautiful encampment? Well, I will only build one if it's on a hill and if the city already has walls, because then I have an encampment on a hill that immediately springs up with fortification. I think that's fair. Preserves? Well, I think preserves have a pretty easy answer. We're looking for breathtaking appeal when I stick down a preserve. Not on necessarily all the tiles surrounding it, but on the tile that the preserve is on itself. That should be fine. Speaking of, I think neighbourhoods will have the same rule. I believe every city should and must have an aqueduct, because what's the point in not having one? I just don't understand it at all. It's ridiculous. The diplomatic quarter needs to be adjacent to a city, so we get the extra envoy. And the government plaza needs to be totally surrounded by other districts. Now, I will include a city centre for this. I also think when it comes to entertainment complexes and water parks, they can only be built if they're adjacent to a theatre square. Seems fair. If a city can have a dam, it must have one. And if a city can have a canal, it also must have one. And that is quite enough rules for now. So do you see? If we put down any district, it must be a perfect version of itself. Now, if you want to have a go at this particular map, it's on Discord. Come and grab the save file. It's quite an interesting one today. We're going to be playing with one of the alternate cartography mods as provided by Nunge. Thank you again. Today, it's post-apocalyptic, because post-apocalyptic was not enough post-like for us. No, we were sending parcels, and post-apocalyptic would only let us have second-class stamps for letters. It just wasn't good enough. Millennia ago, some cataclysmic bombardment left this planet's surface littered with impact sites in the eons since life has flourished, leaving only the mountainous crater walls as evidence of the devastation that once occurred. Basically, it is a broken up map with craters and a lot of radiation from some sort of catastrophe. You may also find some evidence of past civilizations with roads and things littering the map. I believe that this contamination will disappear over time, but we're gonna kind of find that out really. But it should be an interesting take on a map that we haven't seen before. Now, Japan I've played every single Civ. I love Japan. They're amazing because the Meiji restoration, all districts receive an additional standard adjacency bonus for being adjacent to another district. So every single adjacency you get is just +1 per district as opposed to half per district, or 2 districts for +1. They get double. It's really good. It's really, really easy to stack some lovely districts down. Divine Wind lets us build encampments, holy sites and theatre squares in half the usual time. Get a nice combat bonus on coast tiles or land units next to coast tiles, so that's pretty cool. Samurai are like awesome men-at-arms, and electronics factories are like factories that provide us extra culture when we switch the lights on with electronics. It's all very exciting. Starting location-wise, look at this. There's a lot of jungle, there's a lot of regular forest, so some good stuff for our adjacencies here, but in terms of where to settle, we have a bit of a choice. Here is a 5-yield tile. That is a plains spices tile. 3 food, 2 production. It's awesome. Putting that on my second ring, my first ring I should say, by moving my settler down here onto the wheat, that would be good because it would be workable immediately. Settling however on this hill plains tile, well that's also good because that would give my city centre +1 production. So which one do I do? Well, it's a good choice really. It's difficult to know what the best choice on this one is. I think personally I'm going to go and settle so that I can work this tile, the spices, as quickly as possible. It does mean I do lose, unfortunately, the extra production, but I'm working a much better tile from square one, and it also puts me into range of a nice 2-2 tile down here, which is pretty cool. There's a 1-3 tile next to me as well. I like this. I prefer this location, I think, but we'll see if that pays off for me. Look at this. There are going to be some impact sites, and there are going to be a lot of contamination around them, contaminated for 28 turns. I'm going to want to see what's going on this map, so we're going to scout it out as quickly as possible. Now, what do we want to go for? Do we want to go for a religion? Of course we do, so we'll go for astrology quickly. This is going to be a decent map for it. I think holy sites are going to help us to, well, basically just get good. Yeah, look at this. There is a road. Oh, I like the fact that this is going to have this entire map will have just random roads littered around, connecting past civilizations that once existed, but no more do they exist. The only issue is the radiation will kill my units if I'm not careful. Auckland. Oh, I like Auckland. Auckland's always fun. The extra production from coastal tiles means you basically want to get the coast as soon as you can. There's another tribal hut over there. Auckland has given me just a little bit more fun. There's more radiation. It's going to pen me in just a little bit. Can't look to go too far out. Do I go for a settler or do I go for a second scout? I think today we're going to go for a settler. Let's get that second city as quickly as we can. 40 gold on the tribal hut. Not bad. Not bad. Oh, there's evidence of a road here, but it doesn't go anywhere, unfortunately. That's a little unfortunate, but it's okay. I like this map so far. It's cool. It's very interesting. Oh, the tribal village has a road that goes from it. That's cool. And there's the Ikil. Okay, now that boosts astrology, which is awesome, but it also means that I can build districts next to it at 50% extra production. It also means that I can put a holy site next to this for very decent yields as well. So that could be a good second city location. So I get an envoy in that tribal hut. What about this one? Masonry boosted, okay. Good to know, good to know. Auckland wants a holy site, by the way, so with my extra envoy, I could make them, I could become suzerain of them very quickly. +1 population. Oh, that's a good pickup as well. Nice. That gives us a lot more production from this, forest hill tile, whatever it is. Code of laws, God King, discipline. That's all very good. Just following this crazy little road to see what we find. Vilnius. It has not been met by anybody just yet. So, this is an amazing city-state for me, actually. Highest active alliance level increases my theatre square districts by 50%. So I could get, as Japan, some very, very silly theatre squares very quickly. This tribal hut is in the radiation. I'm going to have to go and stomach the radiation briefly to go and get it, but that did give me a sailing boost. That was possibly the worst boost we could have got, actually. That's not very good. Never mind. Yeah, and look, I lost 50 health immediately after doing that, so that's not very good. Robert the Bruce, Scotland. Hello, sir. Sterling is over in that direction. Good to know. Now look at this. All very interesting because we have excellent places to put our holy sites, but unfortunately with +2 and +1, not good enough. We can't put a holy site down, it must be +3, so we'll have to wait just for the moment. Looking at my city, actually, I want to put a dam on this tile. That will be good. That would be a fantastic tile to put down because the city needs to have a dam and it must have an aqueduct as well. So I'm just thinking we could, in theory, at some point, just replace this tile and then put the industrial zone there. That'd be a nice +6 because of course you get the 4 for having the 2 green districts and then +1/+1, so it'd be +6 rather than +5. Or I could put the aqueduct up on this tile instead and make that into a +7. It could be better. As to where to put my other city, I feel like over by the Ikil is going to be a good shout for me because there's a couple of amazing holy site areas around this area there. I think we might have to do that. It does provide fresh water, doesn't it? It does. So, in fact, let me just think about this. If I make a city there and I aqueduct over to this tile, means I'll then be able to aqueduct and then make a nice industrial zone. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we could put the industrial zone there, and then we can think about actually wrapping another city up in this direction as well. I do like putting myself near the Akil if I can. I think I'm just going to go and put another city there. Okay, lots and lots and lots of options for us. I think we're going to go and try and settle over on this one to start with. There is a scout following my settler, but luckily there was a nice little road down there, so I can build myself next to the Akil. Lovely stuff. We've got a lot of a huge amount of era score from doing that. I put it next to a volcano. I guess that's not a good thing. Oh well, eh? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Now, this is a good opportunity to put a canal down later on that tile, and I believe this holy site will be a +3 immediately next to Vyakil and next to Mount Fuji. So I'm going to just quickly buy that wood tile, and we're going to stick the holy site down immediately. Now, am I working a good tile for now? I'm working a 4 food tile. That'll make my capital grow nice, or the city grow nice and quickly, so that's not too bad. And we've got a 2-2 tile to work once the culture goes up. My capital can also get its holy site down quickly, so it shall. That'll be a nice +3 as well. Wulin is directly north of me. That lets me turn my combat victories into great people, specifically admirals and generals. I'm going to switch to urban planning because my imminent holy sites are going to generate way more faith than I'm going to need. I also like the idea of building a preserve. I mean, I've got so much jungle and forest over in this area. If I look at the appeal, it's not too bad. I could remove a lot of rainforest to do some good work in this direction. That would be a breathtaking tile. It would give me 1, 2, 3 tiles to work with there. But yeah, I'm just aware I don't work with preserves as much as I should. I probably should do that, but I guess theatre squares and holy sites are going to be the first ones I want to pick up, so let's not do that for now. And there is my first holy site. Already we only need 6 era score to get ourselves a golden age. We really want a golden age early game. You can actually see all but the worst radiation has started to disappear now. That's good. Jerusalem, I could send them an envoy, but instead I'm going to get Auckland on side. Now this will reveal a lot of the map to me to the north, not as much as I was hoping. That gives my capital +1 production on Wonders, buildings and districts. So unfortunately not the settler I'm building, but when I do get a shrine, for instance, that would be pretty useful. John Curtin, the warmonger who likes hawks of war. I think he is a hawk of war, to be honest. He's absolutely ridiculous. -8 for him. Robert the Bruce is... I've got 2 allies, or 2 neighbours next to me that are just infamously terrible to try and make friends with early game. I've actually got some really nice natural mountain ranges that I can kind of try and block Scotland off with a little bit here. This is quite useful. And there also is a holy site. I think shrines are going to be good, but I do need a couple of slingers here because a barb camp has just appeared right between my land. And yeah, I could just see this going downhill really quickly. Switch to a Gorgi very quickly so I can just get that sorted. And the settler, I'm actually going to just bypass this point and go and settle right on this mountain range here. It's a really good bottleneck to stop Scotland from getting in. It's going to act as a close settlement, so I'll get a little bit of era score for that. And it should also just help to block them in here so that they don't run past me. You can see some horses have appeared right between where I was going to put my industrial zones. It looks like a very well-fated good thing, but it's actually not good for me because I was going to put a government plaza there. Never mind. Shows you what happens when you want good things. The game looks at you and you just end up spitting it all out in rage. At the moment I'm getting 2 profit points per turn. That's pretty good. I can see myself building a lot of theatre squares, so I'm just tempted to go for Divine Spark. Great person points from holy sites, yes, and also great writer points. You get great scientist points. I am a Divine Spark, really. I consider myself to be that good. Maybe that's what I should go for. I quite like this one. I mean, it just helps you get that early game religion, but it also gives you a few more writer points throughout the game. It is quite nice. +1 faith from tiles with breathtaking appeal though. How is the appeal in my territory? There is some decent appeal tiles. That could be a good thing to work on. There's a lot of rainforest, but the rainforest can be chopped down pretty quickly. I also have a huge amount of marsh tiles, so Lady of the Reeds and Marshes would help me a lot. It would immediately give 2 production to this city, and you can see I've got a triple marsh to the sort of bottom here, but I'm tempted to get rid of it in order to build my districts. I want to not have... This is the thing, I don't want to go for anything that involves breathtaking appeal or anything that involves certain improvements, because I want to be able to chop the map up as I need to make the use out of Japan. Sometimes you can have too many competing factors on terrain, and if I'm looking for breathtaking appeal I won't get anything done. So let's go Divine Spark. I quite like it. I've already got 2 holy sites set up. That puts me to 4 points per turn and will massively help to accelerate me through the early stages of the game. +1 governor from a tribal hut. Wow. That's handy. I am on Deity mode. I just want to prove this to you. Yeah, look at that. Deity. Oh, I like that. What do I want to do with the governor? I think a Pinkala start's got to be the one for me. And Kyoto is the most likely here to get something decent. So let's go for Pingala in Kyoto. Look at that. Scotland are moving a settler south. But unfortunately for them, I did choose to try and sort of just skip through. I'm going to just leave my warrior there just to annoy them. Yeah, they're not going to like me for doing that. But ultimately, you know, tough. Barbarian horsemen appearing everywhere. That's not so good, but luckily for me, I have been building slingers like nobody's business. I've been getting more into the habit of doing huge slinger rushes early stage of any Deity game, and it's working quite nicely for me at the moment. There we go. Here is a beautiful little defensive pass there, and I think, look at that, we can already get a beautiful holy site, a nice +4 holy site. That's going to make it very, very happy for me. Lovely stuff. Scotland are not going to like the fact that I've done that, but they have no diplomatic favour, so they have no ability to argue it at all. Oh my goodness, how many barbarian horsemen are spawning here? This encampment has just generated about 4 in one turn. That's not on. That is not on. I'm going to lose a slinger from that. Ugh, horrible stuff. Okay, I guess we'll just have to stand and deliver as much as we can, but that is atrocious. One more slinger needed, I think. Are you going to kill my slinger or are you going to back off? They actually backed off. That's impressive. Okay, cool. Well, I guess we'll just stay in my land for a bit. Oh, and there's another set of barbs in that direction as well. Goodness me, we are under siege, everyone. We are under siege. Let's go for discipline to help just fight back a little bit. Oh, my slingers have just finished actually nicely. That's awesome. You can see we're going to do a little bit more damage now. Be able to fight back just a tiny bit harder. I'm hoping that's going to be a double kill. Oh, not quite. Not quite a double kill, but I don't want to get bronze working anymore because I'm just about to boost that one. Let's go for archery. I think I need to get my archers up and running nice and quick. Thank you so much. Connoisseur is always better to go at the beginning than researcher because you want that early game government as fast as you can. We are also still on rate to get our first religion. That's good. In my second city, I believe, looking at everything around it, I want to be getting myself more infrastructure. I want to be able to grow faster. I need amenities. I need to improve luxury. So let's get a builder. Let's do it. There we go. We've got the archery boost. That is good. And unfortunately, that is a barbarian horse archer. We don't like barbarian horse archers. They are possibly the worst. Oh, there's iron underneath the holy site I'm building. That's handy. Oh, we like that a lot. First profit. Huzzah! It's done. I'm just going to risk delaying this for a second for 2 turns because then I might be able to get this holy site to give my religion a boost as well. As soon as you make a religion, any city with a holy site in it immediately follows your religion. So it's sometimes worth just waiting. Also now picked up researcher in Pingala. Huzzah! More stuff. Stuff is what we need. Oh my goodness, this is just a brutal barb slogfest. I lost one more slinger, but I did get the golden age. Golden ages means that Sendai I should be able to keep very nicely indeed. What do I want to go for? Should we go 3 inquiry, penbrush and voice, monumentality? I think monumentality has got to be the choice. We'll start converting my faith into infrastructure. I have enough gold for 3 archer upgrades. I'm going to do this archer by my capital, and I'm going to get the kill on this one. I'll get this archer upgraded in that city, and I believe this one will have the same boost as well. Machinery is already boosted. Lovely. I could go for the Temple of Artemis if I needed to, but let's quickly just get my religion going. And as you can see, feed the world is an option. Now we know that our holy sites are going to be beautiful, beautiful holy sites for this point until forever. So work ethic might be a good option as well, but I like feed the world with Japan, and the reason being is that you'll have 6 food and 4 housing in each city. That's enough to provide basically 2 more districts worth of food. So it's always worth doing it. You want as many districts as you can with Japan to try and make sure that you can very, very nicely build all of those districts to get all the adjacencies. It's all good. In order to make monumentality work nicely, I'm going to go for pilgrimage. +2 faith for each city following religion means I get another 6 faith per turn. I'll be able to very quickly start converting that into settlers. 185 faith for now in order to get the next one. That's only in 4 or 5 turns. Not too bad. Barbarian encampment completely destroyed. I get the era score and I get the peace of mind knowing that they can't hurt me. They can't hurt me no more. Boosting irrigation for myself. Kyoto's got some better districts going. It's got some better tiles now. I'm building. I've just finished the shrine actually. That's really good. So we've got 1, 2, Things are looking good for me so far. I can't complain. I can't complain at all. Time, however, to get my next settler. And again, I like the idea of just continually blocking Scotland off a little bit. Unfortunately, Stirling is very high in population, so yeah, moving units into this area is tough without a governor, but we should get another governor pretty quickly. So I'm tempted just to stick a city down on this tile. It stops them from coming through this little mountain range very much. There's a lovely camper spot I've just seen over there as well. That's delicious. Yeah. I think this is going to be good fun because I'm going to be essentially just stopped building districts unless they are very, very good districts. It's kind of forcing me to spread out a little bit and choose different options. Classical Republic, I've already got a holy site in every single one of my cities, so that is a very natural, good choice. How many city-states have I not got envoys with? Not many, so I really would like +1 rather than doubling the first envoy. That's great. We can also go for builder charges, and faith is kind of the main one I need to now, so I'll go conscription just to stop me from losing much gold for the army. I do have a barb camp completed. We also have a lovely little trade route. Where's the best one I want to get? I mean, actually, a route to Stirling would be good, just to build a nice road to myself, but Woolin would give me the same. It's whether I want the production and the food. Like, this would be pretty decent, actually. You know, I'm going to build it through there. I'd love to get a nice road through the middle of my empire quickly. I'd also like to get my first preserve down, because I think the extra faith per turn that I would get from that would be awesome. Now, don't forget, +3, that's a breathtaking preserve. It's worth it. It's good. I don't think... Does it remove the woods from that tile? It does. Oh man, I wish it wouldn't. I've always thought the preserve shouldn't remove the woods underneath the tile. Like, it doesn't make much sense to me. Yeah, the shrine just being finished in Sendai, that'll help the population, and in here, I mean, I'm not going to keep this city, unfortunately, 16 turns, but I can get myself maybe a couple of luxuries, like this fur is a great example of something that'll put my city to a bit better population or a bit better loyalty. I think that, I mean, I should be able to hold on to the city, I hope. So Kyoto has now finished its preserve. Very nice. It's not going to do anything for me until I get the grove in, but that is only 8 tiles, 8 turns to do that. And actually, looking at the appeal, 1, 2, 3 of those tiles will already be breathtaking. The others, I think, like this is a -1, but I think once I start removing all of the rainforest around it, it'll be very nice. Very nice indeed. Rapa Nui, I'm just going to get this on side to have a look, and oh, unfortunately, it doesn't look like they built any galleys. I was sort of hoping they would, but that is a wonder down here. So, I can get a galley or a harbour around there. I'm happy to go and see what's going on. Come on, Osaka. Go on, follow my religion, be loyal. Yes, it's loyal now. Good, 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 good. Still need more population in these 2 border cities. It's making a big difference. But once I go to 6 pop and 3 pop respectively, that should be all the better. There's another city up to the north because I want to try and stop Sydney from expanding in my direction too hard. We should be able to do that nicely soon. Sorry, I couldn't help it. There is a beautiful, beautiful camper spot, but I did just realise that it's radiated for 12 more turns. So, okay, let's build a monument first. And then when it's done, then we'll build a campus, but that's a +6. That is a +6, right in the crater of this map. I love this map so much. It's really cool just having all these sort of impact sites everywhere. Very awesome. And our preserve now has a grove in it, which means my capital has got 3 food, 2 production, 2 culture, 2 faith tiles now, pumping faith out. 46 faith coming in per turn. That's a lot of cool. This temple as well is just going to help it grow even more. And then we can start thinking about other districts. Got a lot of other districts that I want to be getting down round about now. Scripture gives me even more faith. Amazing. So I've got production, we've got builders, we've got faith. It's all looking very mighty tasty. Gonna get Woolin on side because it might help defend my northern border. And actually, look, you can see we can see to the north that there is some more space to go and settle, which is quite exciting. So what I'm currently doing is just having a look to see where I can get the most spectacular districts. Like the campus +5, there's a harbour +5 down there. I think what I'm going to try and do is kind of collect them all. So like for instance, quite easily, I've now done the holy site. That's done, that's beautiful. I've even got preserve finished, which is awesome, but there's a lot I haven't done just yet. Need to get cracking. This little city will help though. Yokohama. On top of the cotton, just to get that luxury into my empire. It's a nice bonus one for me, so I can start selling it for a decent chunk. You can see I'm still flogging all of my diplomatic favour to just basically fund my age, and I've now got 74 faith per turn, which is awesome. We like that a lot. First up in Yokohama, I'm just going to get this second preserve. What I like to do... Oh, no. No, 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 no. No, of course I can't do that. That's a -4. Oh, dear. I was just about to put a preserve down on a -4. Now, can I correct that? That is the question. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rainforest tiles surrounding it. That means that would turn it into a +1 if I removed all of that rainforest. So that's not going to be enough. I need to improve that tile even further. So that is not a preserve. What I was about to do was just link the preserve up with other things. Never mind. That's okay. This area can become something different. It can become something amazing and special. I can make friends with Scotland, which actually looks pretty nice to me right now. I'm going to do it. The reason being is because going to war with them would be an absolute slog trying to get through all of these jungles and mountains and horrible things. Australia, I'm sorry, why are you spreading Hinduism to my capital? I don't like that at all. That's no fun. Oh dear, don't make me smite you, because I will. There's the Giant's Causeway. Ooh, exciting, exciting stuff. Okay, that's really cool. So there is actually space to settle the other side of it, but getting there is going to be tricky. This little city down on the south coast is going to be very important for me, just thinking about it, because I'm going to be able to get some boats out. So I got myself an apostle, basically just to, to launch an Inquisition. I'm just trying to think, is that the best way of doing things? I think it probably is, actually. Let's launch that Inquisition. But yeah, Australia are really desperately trying to get rid of the religion in my capital. I'm not enjoying that at all. Finally time for my +6 campus. Here we go. Bam! It's going to take a little bit for that city to get going, but once it is going, oh boy. It just shows you how stupid it is just to missionary rush somebody with a religion, because like all I have to do now is get like a single Inquisitor, and that will sort out all the religious problems I've had in that city and start to kill all the missionaries as well. So, I mean, why? Why Australia? And finally, a very special shout out goes to Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Matthew Wilkinson, Salty Tech, Devil X, Doughboy91, Skeptical Bear, Paul Coffey, Kroger Brand Trail Mix, Alex Noob, Cinnamon Beard, Portland, Petra Ryan, Matthew Hatch, Nim, and Emir EC. Thank you for all of your support, as well as everybody who interacts with the channel and helps me to defeat the algorithm. Good for you, good for me, see you all later.